Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a client tutorial on Bonnie, and I'm just going to start by putting some moisturizer on her face, and this is the Embroylisse moisturizer. After moisturizing, I'm going to go ahead and put some dip brow on the back of my hand, and then I'm going in with my Essence eyeliner brush. And I'm just starting like at the end of her brow, and I'm brushing through it with a spoolie. And I'm just making short hair brow strokes. And then I'm going to go to the front of the brow and push the product up and then blend it again with the spoolie brush. To conceal under her brows, I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and I'm going to be using my Morphe flat brush. And I really like this brush because it lets me get really close to the brow and makes a really sharp and crisp line. I'm using a shade lighter than her skin tone to give a highlighted effect under the brow, but I'm not going to be using this over the brow. I'm going to be going in with her foundation shade, and then I'm just blending that out with the Real Techniques brush. So to color correct where she has a little bit of darkness, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Orange, and this is just going to help cancel out any darkness. So for her foundation, I'm just going to be using the L'Oreal True Match in the shade N8, and I'm just applying it first with a brush, and then I'm going in to blend it out with the Beauty Blender to give it a more skin-like finish. So now I'm just cleaning up the top of her brows with her same foundation shade. To conceal and highlight under her eyes, I'm just going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn once again. And I'm just placing that under her eyes with a brush, and then in the middle of her forehead, on her chin, and down her nose. So I'm just going to let that concealer sit while I contour her face with, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in a deeper shade. And I'm using that to just kind of cream contour, and then we're going to go back and set it with powder. So to snatch the nose a little bit more, I'm going to take that same concealer and just bring it up higher on the nose to make an illusion of a thinner nose. Even though she already has a really nice nose, I just like to emphasize it. So I'm just going to set under her eyes with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. And then I'm going to go in with the Sacha Buttercup powder and a damp beauty blender, and I'm just applying the powder underneath her eyes, and then I'm just pouncing it into the skin where it literally just melts. And I like this method a lot more than baking because I feel like it just makes everything look flawless. But I am going to be baking the sides of her nose. This just helps with the contour of the nose. So now that we have the guidelines to where we need to contour the nose, I'm just going to take an e.l.f. blending brush and my Wet n Wild powder, and I'm going on the sides of the nose. And then I'm just taking that same Sacha Buttercup powder and going underneath her contour, and I'm just going to sharpen that up a little bit. And I'm again using the damp beauty blender. So now I'm just adding blush, and I'm using the BH Cosmetics blush palette. And then I'm just going to end up dusting that baking powder off. So for highlighter, I'm just going to take a $1 Wet n Wild brush, and I'm using the Gilded Honey by Laura Geller, and this is a really pretty gold shade. So now that we're basically done with her face, I'm going to move on to her eyes, and I'm just priming them with that same concealer and the same Real Techniques brush. And now I'm just going to go in with this warm kind of pinky red shade, and I'm just using that on her outer corners and kind of in her crease. And the palette that I'm using is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. So with that same brush, I'm just adding a chocolate brown color to the outer edges, and then I'm just going to blend it out with a fluffy brush. So for her lid color, I'm just taking a bronzy shade and mixing it with a little bit of a lighter shade to make it pop a little bit more. And I'm just placing that on her lid with a e.l.f. brush. For her lashes, I'm just going to take some clusters that I have, and these are called trios, and I'm just taking the longer ones on the outer corners and the medium ones on the inner corners. So this was like the second time using the clusters, and as you can see, the one I'm putting on right now, it looked kind of weird when she opened her eyes. So next time I would definitely use a shorter one. And now I'm just going to be using some dark brown eyeshadow under her eyes. For lip liner, I'm just going to take the Ruby Kisses lip liner in brown. For her lipstick, I'm just going to be filling in her lips with the MAC lipstick in Antique Velvet. So to add a little bit of glitter to her eyes, I'm going to take the butter glazed eye top coat thing, and it's just like a cream eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take this on my finger and place it in the middle of her eye. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe.